Welcome. I'm Froggy. We have Paul and Jeff with us tonight. They're going to talk about their treasure hunt, Vale, and we're going to go into a little bit behind the scenes, get to know the people behind the hunt, and then they'll open up and spread some more details about it. So first, I'd like to thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, thanks for
so
having
much
us.
for having
I
us.
appreciate it, man.
And we'll go ahead and dive right into it. What was the first treasure hunt you guys can remember participating in?
I would say we had a period of maybe 3 days for forest fence hunt where Paul. I think most of this stuff comes from Paul to me. And when he heard about the fen hunt, he said, "Yo, somebody hid treasure somewhere in the west," and we were like all about it for 2 or 3 days. And then the interest kind of fizzled because at the time we were probably in our early 20s and we weren't going to go out to Wyoming or wherever it was going to be.
I'll speak for
to
yourself.
get it, but yeah,
You were
right. Paul might
be
have.
there. Trust me.
Paul was ready. You were ready, huh, Paul?
We'll get into my Skydrop escapade in a little bit, but
Well, Paul, can you tell us how did you hear about the fen hunt?
the fen hunt. Oh God, we're talking about that was over a decade ago. It's kind of hard to remember at this point, but it had so much news coverage at the time that I feel like I probably just heard it on somebody online or posted or something.
I do.
But then once I found out about it, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing, and I wanted to have be a part of it. It was just a little too far for us to really get into.
Yeah. We were in my parents' living room when he told me, or family room when he told me, and I remember thinking, like, what do you mean? Like, why would someone do that? Why would someone just put money out there? And that was like the first time where I was like, oh my God, like, this is cool. A little too inconvenient, but very cool,
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let's transition to Skydrop. Who was the first one to hear about Skydrop?
Paul.
That was also me. Yeah. I found out really early into it. I saw like a news article that they put out like right when it launched. So I remember like the pot was like under $1,000 in addition to the trophy, But I saw it and I immediately was like, I called Jeff within like 5 seconds of reading it. I was like, dude, this thing's gonna be really cool. And so, I told him kind of about what it was, and I don't think he quite heard me, or he wasn't paying attention.
Didn't get it at first.
He didn't get it at first. And then, like maybe 3 hours later, he said, "Oh my God, I just read it. You're absolutely right. This is going to be, awesome." And then we proceeded to spend pretty much every waking second, morning till night, talking about it with each other, which was like great. We always talk, and like we're brothers, we talk all the time, but we were literally like nonstop talking to each other, and we were like, like doing grid searches for Google Maps and like our Google Earth, and like, so it was cool.
Okay, so that's one thing that I think is great with treasure hunts, especially a really well done, exciting one, is it brings people together, right? It brings family together, brings siblings with parents, it brings friend groups together, and I think that's one of the wonderful things about treasure hunts.
Yeah,
that's why we. Go ahead. Sorry, Jeff. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's why we started our hunt, because when Skydrop ended, there weren't any other like notable hunts or hunts where we really vibed with the format. And when it ended, Paul and I felt a void for really the camaraderie and hanging out and the constant like, dude, what about this? Did you see that? What did you think of that? And we just missed that so much. And there were no other hunts that were really doing it for us. So we said, you know what? If there aren't any that are going to give us that chance to bond that way, then we want to create that for ourselves and so that other people can feel that same thing,
And I love that entrepreneurial spirit, which I think is unique to treasure hunters, that, hey, if it's not there, you guys are willing to make it yourself. There's not what you want, so go ahead and build it yourself. I love that. Before we move on from Skydrop, I want to hear each one of yours, or if it's a joint story, like most memorable moment. Paul, you go first. You're on my left.
From Skydrop?
Yeah, from Skydrop.
The day it was found, the day that Dan found it, I had honed in on a location that was really close with Jeff. Like we were really, really close, and I was prepared. It was like a 5.5 hour drive, but like I had a bag packed and was ready to go that day. And I was going to go the day before, and my search area was just a little bit off from where it was. But then luckily, like right before I got ready to go, not luckily, but Dan found it,
Jeff, do you have a story?
Yeah, mine would probably be when I first realized that things were different with Skydrop. Probably early on, when I realized they were going to change the payout from like coin to money, whatever. I thought, okay, like, or, good. I'm glad, like, that's cool. But that's the first time I thought, like, wait a second, there's something different with this hunt that's like beyond the surface, and in a cool way, very much in a cool way, but also in a way that like intrigued us for sure. And I think that was the moment where I was like, okay, we really need to pay attention to this because we're into it, and now it's almost like it's not enough to just be looking at the circle. You've got to be looking at the circle, looking at the trail cam, like you've got to be in on the message boards and seeing what people are saying, and that really like forced us to get involved in the Discord and in Mysterious Writings page and a website in her group, and it in a way it like really thrust us into the community, which I'm thankful for,
Okay, now let's transition to Vale. So who had the idea first?
I don't know. I think we kind of willed it upon one another, I would say.
Okay.
Paul. Like
okay.
I think we like joked about it at first.
Like, hey, we
Like,
should
yeah,
do this.
well,
Wouldn't
it
it be
was-
fun if we did this?
It was when Skydrop ended, and then we didn't know, Map Drop wasn't a thing yet, and then we didn't know if there was going to be another one where we said, like, man, we hope they do another one and do it. We hope they improve some of the things that were important to us, but we hope they do another one. And then it kind of tailed out after that with the Map Drops, and when they stopped doing it, we were like, we probably could figure this out. I mean, this is one of the rare instances where Paul's skill set and my skill set really perfectly aligned. Usually we have pretty harebrained ideas, and maybe one of us is good and the other one can like only help in an emotional or supportive way. But with Vale, I in my day job, I'm a creative director for a theme park and attraction company, so I had all the graphics and the 3D modeling and 3D printing and stuff. I was like good on all that, and Paul does marketing and web stuff, and I'll let you speak for yourself, Paul, but it really was a perfect kind of melding of our skill sets.
Well, you hit the nail on the head there, yeah.
Yeah, but Paul, how would you describe your skill set?
So I'm more between like a little bit of web, video, photo, that kind of stuff, but always towards like marketing, advertising side.
Okay.
I've like worked for advertising agencies and stuff, and so kind of at this point, like I wouldn't say I'm a developer by any means, but I know how to put a site together that'll work. I'm not gonna like win an award for it, but so I, that kind of was like, we were talking about it and we were like, well, do we really think we could do this? And I was like, yeah, I think I could figure it out, and lo and behold, we got there. It took a while. It took, a lot of, about 5 months of nonstop trying to learn how to do new things, but we got there.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
not
let
easy.
me see. Oh, let me see if I can do this. If not, I'll just edit it out. But I want to see if I can pull up. I've got your main page, and it's really nice, really well done. I'm gonna see if I can put that on the screen here. So, okay. So this is your website. If someone goes to what's the website they type in?
Findvale.com.
Yeah,
Findvale.com.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, they type in findvale.com. This is the web page, and I really like the circle right there because it shows you, hey, this is where the first one's going to be at, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
our
so-
kind of idea behind like getting it up a little earlier, we wanted to try and build some excitement. It also kind of seemed like by doing a pre-sale, it would be a good way to try and amp up the pot a little bit too to get more people involved. So we figured like about a week early, and that way everybody could like see that they can actively get involved in the area and join the hunt.
And this addresses the issue that you guys had in the Fen hunt. Like, you heard about it, it's interesting, but it's all the way in Wyoming. Yeah, so this one, as soon as you hear about it, you go to the website, oh, it's right here. And you can immediately decide before you invest too much time into it, oh, it's opposite side of the country, or hey, I'm in that state, or I'm one state away. I can definitely do this. I like that.
Right.
Yep.
We actually wanted to go smaller than this too. Our original plan was to launch with a few hunts that were all much smaller circles.
Okay.
But ultimately we decided, you know what, this is our first one. Let's make sure we go all in on the first hunt and do that right and get people involved and just have it be a success. And then we can build from there. We've got a bunch of treasures sitting right next to me, actually, that are ready to be hidden. And we've got some fun theme hunts too, which we can talk about later. But yeah, the circle is important to us. That's one of the most important things because with treasure hunting, at least for Paul and I, accessibility is is everything. It's, how easy is it for us to get involved and feel like we have a chance in it.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. So you said you've got some. Are you able to show those on camera? Some of the treasures you have.
Yeah, I can show a treasure. Hold on 1 second.
Here, let me go ahead and we'll go ahead and remove this.
And while he's getting one, so a kind of a key thing that we have in our roadmap is those smaller circle hunts too that he was talking about. It kind of, to us, it makes a lot of sense to try and get like smaller circles in larger population centers. That way, people who live in cities or close to cities can say, you know what, within like 30 to 45 minutes, I could go and find a veiled treasure just like that. And so that's definitely in our roadmap to try and keep it towards, keep some smaller ones towards population centers and then have these like larger regional hunts like we're doing with Vale 1.
So that is what they're looking for, right?
This is what you're looking for. This is not the one. The one is out there waiting to be found.
Right.
But this is one of the next 10 or so that's ready to go. And I say 10 because look, we have grand aspirations. Like our hope is that people will be. Yeah, our hope is that people will be excited about it and we have enough interest to be able to do another one. And if we do, we don't want it to be like, well, we got to take a couple months to like get our act together again. We're ready to go. We've got trail cams, we've got, treasures, we've got ideas for hunts and clues. We've got a clue list of 30 different clue types. And the way that we're structuring our hunts is we want people of different interests to be able to participate in the hunt. So not everybody likes riddles, not everybody likes maps. So in each of our hunts, we're going to have 2 to 3 different types of clues. We'll have 3 for the first hunt. And in those clues, people will be able to find something, a lot of different types of people will be able to find something that they're interested in that'll give them the same track to get to where they need to go to uncover where it might be.
I'll tell you what, I like the fact that one, you show what we're looking for, because some other hunts it's tough. Like you don't know what you're looking for. There's a treasure somewhere, and then now you've got to find where to go, and then now you've got to find what you're looking for. This is very clear. You show the participants what you're looking for, and there's a trail cam on it, right?
Oh yeah,
there is. Yeah,
trail cam goes live on Thursday.
I'll go ahead and now I'll try to log in, pull it up, so we can look at the interface. All right, I'm looking at what your webpage looks like when you sign in. It'll still have that circle up top, and then you were saying this will be a trail cam?
Yeah, this will flip over on Thursday at 10 a.m., Thursday, March 27th at 10 a.m.
This Thursday?
This Thursday, yep. It'll become the trail cam, so you'll be seeing a live image of the treasure in the woods, and that updates about every 30, it updates exactly at 30 minutes. So you'll get constant updates throughout the day.
I like that. I mean, I like knowing what I'm looking for, and I like knowing it's there at this very moment. So that's very nice. Yeah. I'm gonna scroll down, and so I'll give the whoever wants to participate, I'll give them a preview of what they're gonna see.
That'd be great. Thanks, man.
So they'll be able to see. Now, if you want to explain how the daily clues work.
Yeah, so there's another page that you'll be able to access. Where that purchase pre-sale button is will eventually become View Hunt. And for the people that pay in on launch day, they'll have access to this other page. And basically what you get there is you get the daily hints posted on the page, all of them in one spot for you to see. And then you also get access to the Trail Cam archive, which can be very helpful if you're trying to pin down weather patterns or whatever. And so also anybody who's signed up for the paid tier as well, they will get those clues emailed to them as well every day.
Okay, so just to go over, if you you can sign up, just put your email, make a password, all for free, and you'll be able to see the live trail cam every 30 minutes, and you'll see the circle, right?
Correct. Yep.
Okay, and then if you want to take it a step further, like when the circle gets small and you're like, oh, I know where it's at, you can sign up for some clues. And you'll get you'll get access to the previous ones, previous trail cams.
Yep. Okay. Previous trail cams and all clues that were posted throughout the entirety of the hunt. Yep.
Okay, I'm going to scroll down some more, and I think there's an area where it shows different types of clues. Oh, right here, right?
So this is kind of our how to play section.
Okay.
So it kind of details that the circle's going to get smaller every day. Watch the trail cam for current conditions. And then Jeff could go in a little bit about the 30 different types of clues, but on the clues that we do send out, there is a distinction there, like on each one, that tells you what clue type it is and what the clue types are for that hunt.
Yeah, Jeff, do you want to go into a little bit of detail?
Yeah, no, I'd love to. So the images that you see here, the top left image and bottom left image are images that we used in our 2 test hunts. So we did 2 test hunts basically to test the 2 different types of hunts that we want to offer. So we have the veil hunts. This is veil 1. Separately from veil hunts, we want to have theme hunts. And the difference between the veil hunt and the theme hunt is veil hunt, you're hunting for a gold treasure. The theme hunts are for like a themed prop that has a story-driven clues attached to it.
Okay.
So one of the ones that we almost launched this week before I destroyed my 3D printer was an energy canister. And the story with that one is the energy canister fell off of a top secret government plane, landed
nice.
somewhere, and we've got to find it. And then whoever finds it, you get the money and whatnot. That's certainly part of it. But all of the clues would feed into the government, energy canister falling off a plane type theme, and then the story that we're attaching to that. And then, so for us, that takes it to another level for people who, yes, it's still fundamentally a treasure hunt, but it's got another level of story for people who are more interested in that type of, not quite role playing, but that level of detail.
Guys, this is really cool. Like I'm getting, the more I sit here, I'm more excited I'm getting, and I like that you clearly lay it out: free circle, free trail cam, and then if you want to participate, you get the extra clues. If your brain just wants more puzzles, yeah, I really like that. All right.
The beauty of this really too, like you could be a free user and find the treasure. Yeah. There's nothing to say, if you're paying attention, you could definitely find it.
Especially if you're a weatherman.
Yeah, especially if you're a weatherman.
We've learned, we learned a few things from that. So yes, certainly could still happen. We're hoping that it goes. We're hoping that enough people get to find the joy in this hunt before it's snatched up. So we'll see.
We'll see, and that's certainly, being a treasure hunt creator myself, we're all going to learn something on our first couple of hunts. Like there's always something you learn, but you put it into the future ones, and by after a few, you've got a really tight, well-run product. All right, I'm going to scroll down. Looks like there's an overview section. Okay.
Yeah, so this is just the details of what the deal is with our hunt, how long our hunts are, when you can expect to receive new information every day, how often the trail cams are updated. If you're the first one to touch it, you win. The way that we handle establishing the winner status is first person to touch it will see on the trail cam and know the time, exact time when it's touched, but also there's a secret code. Some of our treasures will have that code in a slot in the back of them. Some of them it's written on the bottom, but you'll tell us that code. You're going to be the only person who knows that code. So my ask for everyone in the treasure hunting community who either participates in a hunt like this or who runs a hunt like this, I would encourage everybody, when you get it, just send a note out, email us at info@findveil.com. Let us know that you found it, and you'll have instructions there beneath the treasure that say, here's how you can contact us, and here's how you can, clean up the site, because we do ask that whoever finds it take the trail cam with you. We'll get it from you later. We just want to make sure that we're leaving no trace and going about it the right way.
But all those are written down on those instructions you get at the site. There's also like a waterproof bag and stuff like that there too.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
And I should note too that we're using I was just going to say we use a proxy treasure for our hunts, because for us, fun is everything, but safety is the number one priority, and we don't want anyone to get in a situation where they run into someone in the woods who's holding it, and then like, oh, what are you going to do if it's worth $10,000? And I like to think that everybody doing this is an upstanding character, but I also just want to make sure that we're not fostering that type of situation. So it's a proxy treasure. It's 3D printed, painted in gold paint. Looks great. For some of them, we actually have a solar light that'll shine through the gem so that it glows.
Oh, that's cool.
We almost did it. We almost did it for the first one, but then we decided not to last minute, just because Paul forgot it. This is why it didn't happen.
Blame it on Paul. Okay.
I was it was a little bright. I was worried somebody was going to fly a drone overhead and see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good, that's valid. Okay. Let's go ahead and scroll down to the last part right here. Prize. Okay. And you know what? So that's the incentive of reaching out to you. Like, if someone finds the veil, but they have to contact you to get the money, get the payout. So that's their incentive to not.
Yeah, and that's more so too. So we can, we want to be above brow and all this. So there is then we get a 1099 from us in order to be able to process that transaction, and then we'll issue them a check from there. It's just so we can be legal and reporting everything that we do.
Right.
Yeah, we're registered. You need to pay taxes on it. Like that's all stuff. We want to do this, beyond just one hunt. So we want to make
Right,
sure we're
right.
going about it.
Good. That's good. Let's see. The last thing I wanted to cover is for anyone who's thinking about doing the same thing and creating a treasure hunt, what's been one of the biggest challenges going into this and getting it to launch?
Do
Oh
you want to go
man,
first,
I would
Chris?
say, yeah, I would say spreading awareness for it is
Awareness.
definitely the
Okay.
biggest challenge, and that's why we're appreciative of you for having us on
Yeah,
tonight.
of course.
For us, like I said earlier, it was the most participating in treasure hunts is really galvanized our brotherhood. It's the most fun that we have, and we just want other people to be able to share in that fun, which is why we wanted to do it. Letting other people know that something fun is out there that they may not have heard of is a challenge, whether or not you're even aware of the treasure hunting community. We think that once people hear about it and they participate in hunts like ours, they love it. It's just how do we spread the word?
I think so. So,
And we still
Paul,
don't
what
have a
were you
good
gonna say?
answer.
Yeah, I would agree that at least right now, that's our number one challenge for sure, is getting the word out and making sure that we can get a tight knit community around this and people who, like we really want to like foster conversation. And so we've been working on getting like a really good Discord up and running and making sure that we have a spot for people to talk when they, talk about hints in the paid tier and stuff like that. So we're trying to like set it all up the right way, but yeah, getting those people to the site is definitely part of the challenge for sure.
We want to do our part to help grow the community too. We don't want people to feel like we're just here taking. Like we want to bring new people in and expose them to other cool hunts that are happening, because there's a lot of fun stuff happening in our community, and it feels like, in a sense, like the Wild West of hobbies, because there's really like there's not a
agree.
lot of between everybody. So we want to spread the word, give people a nice fun hobby to participate in.
That's awesome. I'm excited for it. It looks really fun. I plan on participating. I already signed up for one. So, and it's local to me, which I like.
Yeah.
One last thing before we go, is there anything you want to say to the community at large or to anyone thinking of participating?
Yeah. Paul, do you want to go first, or I can?
Yeah, you can go first.
Okay. Yeah. I would just say, what makes our hunt a little bit unique, we're not the first hunt to do something in this style. Obviously there have been a few, but what makes ours unique is that we're building in multiple avenues for people with different interests. So if you like maps, if you like riddles, if you like history or whatever, there will be multiple lanes for every single hunt, so people of a variety of interests will feel like they stand a chance. And then on top of that, our goal, we understand that one person is going to find the treasure, but everyone needs to have fun. So as we're releasing clues over the coming days, the goal is that if you don't find it, you're still having a great time hanging out with your friends, talking about it, maybe going out for a nice hike in the woods, and ultimately having fun clues that really pick your brain in a new way.
Well said.
Yeah,
Paul?
That's definitely a big part of it too, is just getting people outdoors to to have a good time and get some fresh air. The one thing I want to add is that we really want to be active in the community, and so like we're very approachable and accessible at all times. So if you have like any questions or you want to comment on something or suggest something, anybody could always feel free to reach out to us in the Discord, or shoot us an email, or any way that you want to get in contact with us. Like, we're more than happy to engage. We'd love to try and foster a community and help everybody grow and help treasure hunting grow in general.
Yeah, my kids don't sleep. I'm always up. Always able to respond.
I can vouch for that. These guys, I've talked with Jeff on Discord, very approachable. Setting up this interview is very good, and I've seen him interact with some other people, and it's very approachable. And I think that builds trust, because one of the most important things about a new hunt is getting the trust of the community out there. And you guys, you're doing all the right things so far. So I wish you the best of luck.
Thanks so much, Esteban. Likewise to you, man. Likewise to you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and end this. But I want to thank you guys for both coming on, and hopefully you get some rest with your newborns and everything.
Yeah. Thank you. Take care, man.
Yep. Thank you so much.
So I'm gonna hit the.
Now listen, all you treasure hunters, searching all around for plunder. Do you need some help to be your best? There's something that you're trying to find, but you're about to lose your mind. So come on, listen in to Estes Quest. Estes Quest, the show where he'll be sharing clues. Estes Quest will chase away your searcher's blues. He's solving puzzles with a smile. He'll help your theories pass the trial. He's welcoming you here to be his guest. Now listen close and you'll be told the clues to where he's hiding gold. So come on, listen in to Estes Quest. Come on,